Now to some alarming news in Syria. Reports of a chemical weapons attack in the country's second largest city. If confirmed, this would be a real game changer, and it crosses President Obama's red line, could have a big impact on the hundreds of millions of dollars in aid that we give to Syria. Right now, details are still coming in. The State Department has not confirmed the allegations that chemical weapons have been used. With me now is Zuhdi Jasser, president and founder of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. Always nice to have you, Dr. Jasser. Let me ask you, how serious is this? I mean, how big of a deal is it?
Well, as we've been saying for almost 2 years now, there's no conflict that's been worse in the world than what's going on in Syria, and Assad's regime will stop at nothing. You know, I'm concerned. I have family in Aleppo, and while they're safe, there are millions in Aleppo and all over Syria that are at risk. And I think this may have been a trial balloon. You know, we talked to some of our networks with physicians, and we were Skyping. A friend of mine was Skyping with some physicians at the hospital that received these injured, and it was clear that they had injuries that were probably chemical related, with hypersalivation, pinpoint pupils, bronchoconstriction, other things that appeared to be chemical. So until we get confirmation, we can never be sure. But
you can never be sure, but you believe that that's probably the case, that it probably was chemical weapons?
Yeah, we do believe so. Too many patients did not have trauma, but rather had respiratory chemical-type injuries to be explainable by simply a blast trauma. So, you know, what do we do now? The bottom line is that Assad may be testing the will of the international community. He may be trying to say that, you know, there's a lot of finger-pointing going on now, but, well, who really did this? The Assad regime is saying that the rebels did this, and, you know, maybe Assad's trying to get America through drones or others to attack the rebels and bizarrely take his side. Or he may be trying to test the will of the world and see if he gets away with this one, maybe the final solution will happen, and we'll see a real expansion beyond the 70,000, 80,000 killed to hundreds of thousands in his final solution.
This is the president has said that this is his red line. So if Assad has gone past that red line, what do you think the response is from the U.S.?
Well, 2 days ago, Secretary Kerry basically said to the UK and France, "Oh, go ahead, arm the rebels. We'll just give non-lethal aid," sort of leading from behind. So, you know, I really can't predict what the Obama administration's MO is in their policy, but if they do cross it, clearly we'll have to make sure that these don't get mobilized. There are 5 different areas that have chemical weapons depots in Syria. We have to protect our ally Israel and make sure that the region doesn't degenerate, because it's not just about the chemical weapons. That entire region, with Iran completely on the side of Assad, with Iraq leaning towards Assad, Lebanon and Hezbollah, this is a regional conflict that many of us have been trying to plead that will expand into the entire region, affect the economy, energy prices.
Well, let me ask you about that. What does it mean for the economy? Because the human toll is devastating, and it makes us all shudder to see those pictures. This is a show that's about money, so we want to make sure that we discuss that. What does the destabilization mean for the economies of the region?
Well, because you have sort of the Shia-Sunni axis splitting right in the middle of Syria, you're going to see the Arab Sunni states, the Gulf states, getting involved. They may find that the destabilization prevents the transport of oil like it used to. They jack up prices to get world attention, and also because maybe they'll have to as the region becomes destabilized with Iraq and Iran involved. So at the end of the day, I think you're going to see, your segment with Boone Pickens was so right on the money, in that we have to find alternative. If there's any message to us, not only to get involved. I mean, I pray that the Obama administration realizes we need a no-fly zone. We need to start arming the rebels. This is not an exact science of what to do there. We need to take sides, because the Darwinian evolution of what's happening in Syria is hundreds of thousands dead, the destruction and death of a central country that had a diversity of population that could have been one of the shining lights that is now, because of the evil nature of the Assad regime, being destroyed before our eyes.
Dr. Jasser, thanks so much for coming on. Thank you.
Anytime. Thanks, Melissa.